Simone Michelle. Welcome back to another episode of DIY with Loop, presented to you by Loop Jamaica in partnership with H&L Rapid Tree Value. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how I made this bistro table and stool from scratch. Okay, so I knew I wanted an organic shape for the tabletop by drawing out this kidney bean shape. Then I used some tape to roughly map out the shape and to create a smoother cut when it was time to go in with the jigsaw. Started by drilling a hole with a 3/8 bit to create the starting point. After that, I gave it a quick sand to smooth over the top and the edges. Got on the table saw to ensure the wood for the base of the table and the legs of my stool were straight and squared off. Then sanded everything down. Okay, so now we have our tabletop, stool legs, footrest, table base, seat of the stool, PVC pipe and mop sticks for the table legs, my drill, wood screws, wood glue, PVC glue, pipe cap, hacksaw, and some clamps. Finding the center of this piece of wood, I'm gluing the side of the duplicate piece attached perpendicularly, creating a T shape. Making sure everything was evenly spaced, I propped it up and let it dry. Then I'm going to find the centerpiece of the footrest. I used my nail gun to keep it in place to ensure that it was all lined up. Now to secure that piece that I glued first with some wood screws. Here I'm using a 3/8 bit to create a countersink hole for my wood screws. I'm doing this for all the holes in order to fill them in later. Repeating these steps on the table legs, the footrest, and then going in with the wood screws after. Now it's time to attach the table legs to the seat of the stool. I measured to find the center as best as I can and then outline the shape onto the underside of the seat. Then I drilled pilot holes within the outline to make it easier to line up the seat and the legs. Again, using my nail gun to hold things in place temporarily. Then I gave it a test and realized I wanted another footrest on the other side for balance and comfort. I slapped on some wood glue and clamps. Then I used my nail gun with shorter nails to secure that piece in place. Went in again with some countersink holes to secure the seat properly with some wood screws. Alright, we have success. The stool is sturdy. Now it's time for the table leg. This project really taught me a lot, reminded me of a lot, and challenged me a lot. Just when I was about to make the last cut, I didn't realize that the blade was touching the pipe, and so once I started it, it cracked the pipe. So I went again. Once I had a relatively even starting point, I measured 39 inches from the end of the pipe, marked it, and then cut that for the main support of the table leg. Then I gave it a quick sand. I used Tangent PVC adhesive to attach the pipe caps to the pipe, cleaned it, and scuffed the area that was to be glued and then applied generously. I also made sure it was level. I used a Forstner bit to create a hole for cable management. Then I rolled up a piece of 240 grit sandpaper to smooth over the hole. Everything from here on out was tricky. I used my level as a straight edge to line up my mop sticks. From there, I used a piece of ply to mark the length of the mop sticks against the pipe. Then, took them to the miter saw to cut them down to size. Tricky part 2, getting the mop sticks around the pipe. I tried to use a tape to create a sort of bamboo mat-like sushi mat rolling system. It took some maneuvering, but it kinda worked because now we have a tower of mop sticks. I found the center of the base of the table, found the diameter of the mop stick tower. Using that measurement, found the radius and then drew out a circle on the base of the table. I drilled another hole with my Forstner bit so it would be easier to line up the base of the table and the table leg. Back again with the hold-fast glue and my nail gun, I lined up the base with the table legs and held them in place temporarily. Then I made a template outlining the tower of mopsticks. I cut out the shape and also cut out a center notch. Then I used as my guide to drill some pilot holes into the base of the table straight into the mopsticks and secured them with wood screws. I definitely missed a few mopsticks here, but we caught it back. I repeated the same process with the template, pilot holes and wood screws for the tabletop, but this time I went in with countersunk holes in order to fill those in later. I used some sawdust from my sander, mixed it with some of the hold-fast wood glue, made a paste and simply applied that into the holes over the screws. I repeated that process for all the holes on the stool as well. Then I sanded everything down. Now I haven't decided if I'm going to paint it yet. It could be resin, plaster effect, I don't know. I just wanted it to live in my space a little bit before I decided what I wanted the final look and feel to be. But for now, I am super pleased with how it turned out. I'm definitely going to upholster the seat of the stool and possibly round over the edges of the tabletop with a router bit. It gets the job done so I can get my job done. Emails, editing, a little lunchtime spot. I'm really happy with it. Let me know how you think I should finish it off. Join me next week on DIY with Loop, where I make a drawer system to help organize my sewing room.